Welcome to the Explainer. So, you're an IT pro, right? You're managing devices in this crazy work-from-anywhere world. Well, there's one certification that basically proves you've got the skills to handle it all, the Microsoft MD-102. Today, we're going to break down exactly what it is, who it's for, and most importantly, how to pass it.
All right, so here's our game plan. First, we're going to tackle the why, the modern challenges that make this cert so important right now. Then, we'll decode what the MD-102 actually is. We'll see if it's the right move for you, take a peek inside the exam blueprint, and finally, lay out a clear path to help you pass. Let's do this.
Okay, first things first, let's set the stage and talk about the actual problem. Why does the MD-102 even need to exist? Well, it all boils down to the massive shift in how and where we all work.
If you're working in IT, I'm probably not telling you anything new. This whole shift to remote and hybrid work has totally flipped the script. Seriously, the days of every single device sitting safely inside the office network? Yeah, those are long gone.
Think about it. We're not just managing desktops in a building anymore. We're responsible for securing laptops, tablets, and phones that are connecting from who knows how many home networks and coffee shop Wi-Fi spots. That's why having skilled administrators is absolutely essential.
Right, so with that huge challenge in mind, let's get into the credential itself. What exactly is the MD-102, and how does it solve this problem?
Okay, in a nutshell, the MD-102 is basically the gold standard for IT pros who manage devices using Microsoft's modern toolset. We're talking about the heavy hitters here, like Microsoft Intune for managing all those devices, and Microsoft Entra ID for handling identity and access. It's all about the cloud. And you should know, this isn't just some rebrand, it's a full-on evolution. It just launched in late 2023, and it actually combined two older exams, the MD-100 and 101, into one single modern certification. And look, they're already updating it to keep up with how fast the tech is changing.
So that brings up a really important question. Who is this certification actually for?
Is this something you should be adding to your to-do list? Well, if your day job involves supporting users and their devices, anything from help desk tickets to managing an entire fleet of laptops, then yeah, this certification was pretty much designed for you. It's for the folks in the trenches, keeping the whole organization running smoothly.
And let's be real, the payoff here is pretty big. Getting this cert isn't just about learning some new tricks. It gives you that industry-wide recognition, the kind of thing that can really open doors to better jobs and promotions down the line.
But don't just take my word for it. Here's a little real talk I saw on Reddit. A professional who just got certified said that, yeah, experience helps, but the exam is no joke. It covers a huge range of topics, so even if you've been doing this for years, you've really got to study broadly to pass.
Okay, so you've decided this is for you. Awesome. Now, let's dive into the exam itself. What are they actually going to ask you?
The exam is broken down into these 4 core areas. And you can see, the biggest slice of the pie, at 30%, is on managing and protecting the devices themselves, which, when you think about it, makes perfect sense, right? That's the heart of the job, and the exam is built to reflect what you'll be doing in the real world. So here's the key takeaway. The exam really mirrors the entire life cycle of a device. They're going to test you on everything, from the initial setup and managing who can access what, all the way through to deploying apps and keeping everything secure. It's the whole shebang.
All right, this brings us to the big one, the question everybody asks. How in the world do you actually prepare to pass this thing?
Look, it's not just about memorizing a bunch of facts or cramming with a few videos. If you really want to succeed, you need a strategy, one that mixes solid theory with some real, practical, hands-on work.
You've got to have that balance. The official Microsoft Learn path is awesome. It gives you the foundation, but nothing, and I mean nothing, replaces getting your hands dirty in a lab environment. That's where you really build the skills that they're going to test you on.
So here's your study toolkit. A home lab is absolutely vital, but you don't need a bunch of expensive gear. Like a lot of people in the community will tell you, you can get a free E5 developer tenant straight from Microsoft to practice everything, from deploying policies to managing devices. It's a game changer. Now check this out. This is a classic exam-style brain teaser that tests if you understand how policies work. So imagine this. You've got a policy that's required for a specific device, but you've also got another policy set to uninstall for the user of that same device. Who wins? The answer? The device setting. It's these tricky little details that can make all the difference on your score.
And speaking of details, don't forget them. The exam is going to test you on very specific settings. For instance, you need to know the default timeframes for stuff like device cleanup rules, which can automatically wipe a device after, say, 180 days of inactivity. Knowing these little numbers is crucial. So in the end, the MD-102 isn't just about passing a test. It's about proving you can handle the biggest IT challenges we're facing today. It shows you're ready to secure and manage a workforce that's more spread out than ever. So the real question isn't whether you should get certified, but what are you going to build for tomorrow with these skills?